Hi, welcome to Similar But Different, the podcast. Let's do that again. Okay. But I'm getting all the benefits.
Without having to pay.
Right.
Yeah, they screwed me. And then I found a bunch of friends that I was different from. I think I'd like the gram more if I got hit up in my DMs.
Okay, this should probably end. Hi, welcome to Similar But Different. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jen.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Rach.
How's it going?
It's good.
Yeah?
It's good. We got a thunderstorm going on, so I am praying that we don't lose power soon.
Yeah, I would also like to not.
I'm
More
prepared.
so just because we got a lot of work to do today.
We got a lot.
So that would
Got
be
a lot.
unfortunate.
Did you prepare? Because we missed last episode Jesus. My
Citizen
brain.
updates?
Citizen updates.
I did
Thank you.
prepare. I like how you're like, did you do your job? It's not
It's not your job.
my job.
But...
It's honestly the citizen's job because I compile when I get feedback.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. Well, I just meant that like you're the one that does it because I'm pretty much I'm just here for the party.
You set up the room. You pay the mortgage for the pod
I provide
room.
the host.
Yeah.
You provide the value.
Yeah. You don't provide cool air or cool drinks, but
Oh, that'll be an update soon.
okay. I also have a stomach update from mere moments ago that I will share with you, and that I'll just do it now.
Yeah.
Upon entering your home, you were like, do you want some lemon snaps? They're lemon versions of ginger snaps. And I said, don't ask me twice.
Yeah.
And now my stomach hurts.
No, from the ginger snaps?
I think sometimes
Or
I
lemon
can have
snaps?
sugar and it's fine. Like pure sugar, essentially. And
Yeah.
sometimes my body's like,
What
hey.
the fuck are you what are you doing?
Sometimes it like immediately turns into a headache. This time I just like feel cramps in my stomach.
Don't
It'll
love
pass.
that.
And it will not stop me.
Okay. Well, never offering you a lemon snap
like-
again.
After this, if my stomach doesn't hurt and you offered me one, I would eat another one.
Short-term memory.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Okay. Good.
And
Glad
I
to hear
think
that.
the logic to myself is one, they taste good. Two, after this, I'm going to bed. So I'm not like, oh, I have something to do after this where I need to feel good.
No.
I'm
No, we're
gonna
going to
go to
go get
bed.
in bed anyways.
Yeah.
So have another lemon snap. I like that.
Okay. So let me pull up my notes.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, my biggest
wait.
question for you
Yeah.
is the run.
Well, yes, we're definitely going to
Okay,
get to
we're gonna
that.
get in
But I
that?
figure we
Okay.
do quick updates first, and then I want to hear about your update, and I hope you got a nugget ice maker. But she did. She's nodding aggressively with a big grin.
That's what
Wait,
it
okay,
is.
first tell me about that.
Yeah, so we officially are like, fuck the fact that we don't have cold or cool water. We don't like cold, but we want it to be cool. And we've been...
What about on, like, coming in from doing yard work? You don't love
ice cold?
ice cold water? Like, sometimes being able to, and I don't know, just like cracking open
Mm-hmm.
like, if like we'll randomly have like a bottled water in the fridge, and sometimes if I'm really hot, I'm like, I know that I can just get cold water, but I have to put ice in it, so it's not already gonna be super cold. And I'm like, that's been sitting in the cold, and that's gonna be good drinking.
I don't know. I'm more of I want an ice cold beer, and I want my water to be just cool.
Tepid.
Tepid. I like that. Very cool.
I don't know if
It's
that's
not
what that
cool.
means.
Is that what that? Oh,
If-
I
I
liked it.
feel like tepid is a temperature related term.
Leave it up to the citizens to correct
Yeah.
us. But we were like, yeah, fuck this. We need ice. It's
You
too
haven't
hot.
had ice for a while.
Yeah, too hot. Our refrigerator. Never buy a Samsung fridge. Okay, they do TVs well. They don't do refrigerators well. Lesson learned. But
I don't know what we have.
nugget ice maker, and it is unfortunately not coming until after 4th of July.
Oh, and you need
So-
cold water for the 4th.
Yep. So we plan on buying a bag of ice.
Okay. Oh, so are you hosting the 4th?
Nathan invited a couple people over.
Okay.
We'll see.
What does that mean?
I just having a commitment,
Sure.
and knowing that I am not going to be
Hosting
able.
it.
Yeah. Which is just.
Yeah.
If I feel like shit, I'm stuck.
Yeah. So I love the 4th, and not
What?
for America recently, but just because I love a cookout and like it's
If you want
fun.
hot dogs, we are open for business.
Yeah.
July 4th, 4 p.m. Please, I would love to have you.
Well, I appreciate the invite.
Skylar's welcome to.
Yeah. You hear that, Skylar? Oh yeah, for those, I guess happy July 1st. So
Yes.
you will be hearing this all on, I guess, July 8th. But Ruby, sweet little Ruby, she has a surgery on the 3rd. She has to have a biopsy on her gums. She has a mass. So if all
Oh.
citizens could just send positive
Ruby
purrs
Scoops.
to, oh yeah, also the ice cream place, but
But
we do
the
call
sweet
her Ruby
Ruby-
Scoops.
poor
So we'll
thing.
have to keep an eye on her, and which is kind of nice because I have been so go the last few weeks with like
Lot
lots of
going on.
travel and running through the mud, and it's kind of nice to just like have an excuse to like stay home, even though I've already been like, here are all these things that I would like to do in the house, and Scott's like, stop planning our do nothing weekend.
That's a valid point, though.
Yeah.
I get yelled at for that, too.
Okay, so some citizen updates. Citizen Ben. I don't think you know him.
Nope, don't know Citizen Ben. Hey, Ben.
Yeah, he is a friend of mine from college. He's actually more alike. Well, he's become my friend, but I met him through. You know what? I'm wearing a UVA shirt. He went to UVA. So, Ben, this is in your honor, though he's probably not going to listen because
Oh.
out of the kindness of his heart, he did text me and said that he's gotten a new job. He's really excited about it. He's now able to bike to work. He's a huge cyclist.
Oh.
And he always listens to the pod on his way to work. So he said, he's like, I might lose my citizenship. And I said, impossible. Once a
Yeah,
citizen, always a citizen. We believe in birthright citizenship here. And we accept,
Listen one time,
we also
citizenship.
accept immigrants. So you can start
all of
listening at
that.
any time. You didn't have to listen from episode
From the
1.
beginning. There's no test.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, Ben. You are a citizen. Citizen Heather has also lost her commute for work for the summer. She hasn't been listening.
Wow. I'm going to say this. You can listen, not in your car.
Facts.
Or
People do say that.
if you're running errands, you can listen. I like to listen to my podcasts when I'm
Podcast.
yeah, well, if I'm doing laundry, stuff around the house.
There you go. See?
Travel,
So
like
Citizen
on a plane.
Ben and Citizen Heather, stop giving up on us so quickly.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting us know, but just we won't kick you out of the country, but
We want you back.
you'll be on a list.
we
Or
do-
we want you back.
We want you back.
Let us know what we can do. But also, congratulations on your new job.
Yeah, way to go, Ben.
Okay. This one is fun.
Oh, God.
So, you know my new LinkedIn friend?
Yes.
Which is, people are like, why do you call her that? The girl from LinkedIn is her sister. So it's your LinkedIn friend's sister.
But
no,
yeah.
she's my LinkedIn friend.
Yeah.
Her mom subscribed to our podcast and commented on it and says, I make a great first impression. Because she's been listening to episodes, and I guess in one of them, I was like, I don't know what kind of first impression I make. And she goes, as the daughter of your new LinkedIn friend and blind friend date, I can say for sure that you make a good impression. Thanks for being so kind to my girls. So shout out to you.
Yes. Shout out.
Like, her name came up, and I was like, this is a unique last name that is the same last name as my new LinkedIn friend. And
You asked her?
then I saw that she commented, and I was like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
this is her mom, and this is hilarious. And then so we were texting today, and I brought it up, and she's like, yeah, that's very on track for my mom. I mentioned our new friendship, and she's very like, oh, what are your friends into? I mentioned you had a podcast. She asked what's it called, and now she's a faithful
Citizen.
listener, and I freaking love that.
Yes.
Dedication, like, moms, we love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love moms.
And she was like, she might listen to every single episode, and I said,
Ooh,
good
sorry
honor.
in advance.
That
though.
too.
Mostly me.
I don't know.
I'm bad.
What?
I don't know if
has
I
been
make a good
said.
first
Yeah.
impression. Or at least not on the podcast. Outside of the podcast, I feel like I'm very good with parents.
Yeah. But inside the podcast, not so much. Yeah.
Maybe not. It's okay.
Well, welcome, new citizen.
Welcome, new citizen. Very excited for that.
Okay, Citizen Kyle.
He's
This is related to our Sick Days and Donuts episode.
yes.
One, he said, donuts, take them or leave them, which didn't love that.
Yeah.
I also know he's not a sweets person, but still.
Also, don't know if I love that, Kyle.
What? He said Northern Neck rules.
Fuck yes. He gets it.
And when he is sick, he wants very cold water, a ginger ale, and a wet rag.
What?
Which, Kyle, I'm like, do you have dysentery from like the 1800s? And you're just like, I just imagine his wife like patting him down with a wet rag, soaking up the sweat from the fever. And
You just touch it up.
I'm just gonna need more details from you on that, because that was very funny to me. And then he said, he's like, well, I guess I don't always need a wet rag, but it sounded like there's comfort in
a wet rag.
a wet rag.
Oh, Kyle.
And in a
that's funny.
way, I can understand, like, if you're just like burning up and it feels like cooling and you're just like feel gross.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I love a cold, wet like towel on my neck in the summer.
So that's his wet rag.
Yeah, but it's just the way he phrased it.
Yeah. Calling it a wet rag.
I said towel, not rag. There's a difference. No, that's funny.
Yeah, for some reason using the word rag does make me think of like pre-electricity times.
Yeah.
Like
Dysentery.
and like rinsing it in a wooden bucket or no, a wooden pail.
Oh wow, you went pale too. Not even just like a bucket, like
Yeah.
a bowl.
Okay, I could like a half barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining like pulling it up from the well, dipping in your rag.
Dang, you really.
And he's
going
like,
there.
"Woman, I need my wet rag.
You know what, brag? I got a fever.
I got the fevers."
Got the chill.
Kyle, we love you.
We do.
He also says when he's sick, he doesn't like to be in bed. He likes to be on a couch, which I can kind of get, and he likes to watch like some comedy on TV. But in early COVID days, he got COVID, and he got COVID hard. And he was stuck on the couch for so long, like unable, like, yeah, he got it pretty bad. And had like long COVID and all that stuff.
Oh, shit, bro.
That he said it fucked up his spine because he was on the couch for so long.
Not surprised by that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, because that's not good for posture.
Yeah.
They don't tell you to just work on ergonomically. A couch is ergonomic. No, it's not.
Right.
Dang, that sucks.
And lastly, he believes his mom stayed home with him, and his dad also worked for Philip Morris and was like, how the fuck did Jen's parents take her into Philip Morris?
Yeah.
And I don't know, like,
she worked in HR. Like,
yeah, and that's what I was thinking, like, maybe she had, like, a designated cubicle and stuff, because I think he said he did something with, like, shipping or something like that,
Yeah,
and
no,
he's
you
like,
can't do
it
that.
reeked in there. It was not a good place for a child.
Yeah, no.
And-
she was in the business side with the cubicles.
I need to hear more from people whose parents brought them into work when their child is sick, because I still, even when he was giving me this feedback about the episode, all I could think of is you throwing up in a trash can
At your parents' office.
and
Yeah.
just being like, quiet down, honey.
Yeah, no, that happens.
Like, were
Usually
you able
when
to
you start
lay?
throwing
Where
up-
were you placed? Like, were you just sitting in an office chair?
Yeah, or the floor.
Did you have a pillow,
I
a
don't
blanket,
remember
a
pillow.
wet rag,
Not a wet rag.
wet paper towel?
Yes, probably. the nice thing with so my mom's cubicle is if once you start throwing up in the small trash can, then you make your way to the bathroom, and then you let
And is
everything
she
out.
just like, you know where it is?
No. She
Okay,
would have
she
to stop. She would have to stop work and Brand and go with me. Ah, that's good. Yeah.
Gosh, that just sounds
Wild.
miserable.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's
it's
just like, you're
miserable
like,
for
it is
both
what it
parties
is.
too. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure my mom was like not wanting to be
Oh,
like,
100%.
yeah,
And Kyle was saying, he's like, yeah, I guess my mom had to take off because it was easier for her to do that. But if you have two parents that can't, and he has a 1-year-old son who was sick recently, and like luckily both of them have jobs where they can kind of make their own schedules. But like,
I don't know how people do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how my parents did it, and I don't
No.
know how people do it.
Yeah. But here you are.
Here we are.
You made it through.
You make it work, but damn, does it suck.
You make it work when you bring them to work.
In a bucket.
Yeah, and you know what's kind of nice is probably no one wants to talk to you that day because they don't want to get near your vomiting child.
No. Probably not.
Yeah. So maybe they like
They're
it.
not showing you off, that's for sure. You
Right.
know, usually parents are like, oh,
Look at my kiddo.
my daughter.
Now, were you and your brother ever sick at the same time and you both had to go into your parents' work?
I don't ever remember us going in together.
Well, at least you planned that nicely.
Yeah. I mean, we were, I think, far enough apart. Or maybe one would go with my
just
dad.
because you're 4 years apart doesn't mean you can't get sick at the same time.
No, I know. I just mean like at a certain point, it's like we weren't around each other at all.
You still live together.
Pretty much. But we were
Separate lives. Separate lives.
Separate lives.
Okay.
That's
Those are, I feel like I need to add some sort of like news, like dun-dun-dun-dun.
And today,
Yeah, and today's citizen updates.
breaking news.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Right.
New citizens and citizens are leaving.
Okay, why are you a robot? New citizens and citizens are leaving.
Because that's how fast my brain was
You're trying to
as in
think
slow.
on the
I
spot.
was like, yeah, what was I?
Sure.
What was
if
my
someone wants
segment?
to send us a little news clip sound,
I like the sound
I'll
of that.
try to incorporate that.
Okay, there we go.
You can say, welcome to the citizen
Boom.
updates.
Welcome. Morning report.
Ooh.
Citizen report.
Yeah, citizen report. I like that. Okay, well done.
I mean, I technically said what I just took it from, but
Well,
I'm not that clever.
that's fine. It's still, there's only so many options.
Yeah, so many options. But I'm getting an ice maker, and you went on a mud run.
I did. Pink Army, baby.
What is that? The name of y'all's little team?
The whole thing. They gave us like temporary tattoos that we put on our thighs that said Pink Army. So it was a women's only mud run.
Oh,
And when we were waiting in our, I can just give you the whole experience.
start to
If
finish.
that's what you want. Okay, so it was hot. No shade.
Ugh.
Steaming hot. I kind of felt like an asshole for asking Skylar to come because you actually couldn't spectate really anything except for like the last two obstacles, one of them being a slide. So he was just sitting in the sun and burnt to a crisp.
Oh my God! Yeah, I would be
He's
mad
a
at you.
trooper.
I'm impressed.
But because of him, we didn't have to pay $5 to store our bag in the bag drop. So worth it, you know?
Was it?
No, definitely not. But I liked that he was there, and it was nice because afterwards we all like went out to dinner and got to spend some time with my parents and stuff.
Nice.
So, okay, so in our waves, like while we're waiting, they guys like kind of like let us start in chunks so it doesn't bottleneck.
No, you got to go back even further because how many people dropped out?
I have no idea.
No, like in y'all's group, you
I
were
don't know.
saying that.
Oh, okay. So
'Cause-
me, my sister, my niece, and my sister-in-law
Okay.
all ran.
Oh, okay.
And then my sister-in-law's sister had to drop out, but we already knew she wasn't running because she like pulled a muscle in her calf a few weeks ago and then re-aggravated it.
Okay.
So
it's not people weren't like dropping.
yeah, I
I would've
thought my
dropped like a
sister
fly.
might not have because she recently had COVID.
Yeah.
But she was fine.
Wow, impressed.
Yeah.
That you showed up for that.
Our wave was at 1:30, so like peak heat of the day. But to like kind of get the crowd energized, they're like, "Do we have any like women here from the Army?" Yeah, and it was like Navy, yeah.
Oh, shit.
And like there were people from the Secret Service there, which I was like, "Whoa," and doing all these like
secret,
nurses,
though.
teachers. Okay. Also, my sister was like, "I don't think they should announce that." I'm like, "They're not the CIA."
Secret. It's
Like,
Secret Service.
I don't know why they
Hello?
call it that because their identity and their job is not a secret.
It's not well, it should be. That's the whole point.
How would it be? Because you see them guarding the president.
But you don't know who they are. They're just people.
Well, when they're standing with that little clear coil thing in their ear, I think it's pretty safe
Dressed
to
in all
say.
black.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Secret Service. All right.
But
It's
yeah, it was
not really a
like
secret, but
Army, Navy, Marines, nurses, teachers, and like I
desk
really
jobs.
want to be like email marketing.
Right? Give us some love.
But yeah, I would say we jogged for the first few obstacles, and then walked the rest, which was good. Like before even signing up, I was like, I cannot run this whole thing because I will destroy my knee. Like I just
Yep.
physically can't do that even if I
I'm
wanted
glad
to.
that you were smart enough to do that.
I did wear my brace, and I would say the hardest obstacles were literally getting out of a mud pit. So you would kind of like go into a pit of mud, and then it's like a big pile of mud that you have to climb up to get out of, and it's just slippery mud
And hot.
and hot. And so like I'm like pushing all my family members' asses up to like push them over the mound, and then they're pulling me
you from the
over.
top.
And there was a couple of those. And there was one that was just like a giant hill in the woods that was a mudslide.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult to just get up
trying
the
to go
hill.
up
And I'm
and
like,
just
if
slide
you
right back
ran
down.
exactly. And I was like, then everyone behind you, you're just gonna topple.
Yeah.
Um
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I hate the sound of this.
Yeah. And one of the pits, my sister was like helping a stranger like push her up and get through, and then this other lady was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, let me help you out of there, and like pulled up my sister, and then she also knew I was with her, so she pulled me up. And Jen, I used nothing. She flung me out of that pit one armed like I weighed 10 pounds.
Go.
And I just arrived atop the mound of mud, and I said, oh my gosh, you
How
are
did
so
you do
strong.
that?
And she goes, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I Olympic weightlift. But she was thought it was
Okay.
so kind. I was like, wait, so do you not know you're strong?
Yeah,
because
what?
you're strong AF.
You're an Olympic weightlifter. Okay. Holy shit, I could just see her like a rag doll tossing you out.
Yeah, just flinging strangers over the mound.
Oh, man. That's so cool. I would
Yeah.
have loved that feeling.
Yeah. Flying. At one point, after like a couple obstacles, my niece said, I feel so strong. So that was really cute.
That's cute. Mm-hmm.
Um,
I have to ask, were they like hosing stuff down regularly to keep it muddy,
No.
or was the mud drying in the heat?
so I did see like hoses out, and like industrial hoses that you see at like a fire station type
Yeah.
hoses. But no, it was just so muddy. And I don't know if it's because it like rained a lot that week. And the track was like a BMX dirt bike arena.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but I don't know, maybe, well, no, because the first race wave was probably like 8 a.m. But
Yeah.
yeah, for us,
I would have thought they had to
no.
keep watering it
And
down.
it was like that cakey mud.
Ugh.
Like at one point, I was like, this is quicksand.
Yeah.
Like I was stuck trying to like trudge
It's
through the
now
mud.
solidified around your
Yeah.
legs.
And I didn't find it difficult. Like, I mean, there were things that were hard because it is an obstacle course and things were heavy. Like, okay, the second hardest one was another mud pit, but you had to do like a farmer's carry with like two 20-pound weights. So a farmer's carry is when you're just like holding heavy weights by your side and walking.
Okay.
And so you have to grab onto those. This one, my sister-in-law was like, Evie, you're not going to do this one.
Yeah.
Because
No,
she
no.
couldn't have. I was shocked at how
40
heavy they were when I picked
pounds?
them up. And granted, I realized maybe later there were other weights to choose from. I just thought they were all the same.
Oh. Lesson learned.
But yeah, so carrying those, then you're walking through like a mud pit, and then you have to get out of it
With
while
the
you're
weights?
still holding the weights.
How?
It was so difficult. And Evelyn was to the side watching me fall, trying to climb over, and I was like, you get in here, girl.
Yeah. What the fuck? I mean, crap.
Yeah, what the crap?
What the crap, Evelyn?
She told me she doesn't like being called Evelyn, which then made me feel bad because I call her that a lot. Because I'm just like, Evelyn.
It's a really pretty name, though.
Yeah,
to be
and
fair.
I said, if you really don't like it, I will call you Evie. But why do you not like it? And she says, because I only get called that when I'm in trouble.
Ooh, makes sense.
I was like, well, I will never say it when you're in trouble because I'm your aunt.
I like Evelyn. Evie's cute, though, too.
Yeah.
Good name.
Yeah.
Job well done.
And in conclusion,
Would you do it again?
so this is my consensus. I asked Evie if she would, and she went, but I do think she was really proud of herself.
I'm with her on that.
And I have decided that I would not seek them out on my own, but if someone asked me to do it with them, I would.
Okay.
I think I'm glad that I did it and experienced it and was like, yeah, I can do that. But also saying that, I don't feel proud of myself. Like, I had some people be like, wow, you're like, I'm so proud that you did that. And I'm like, I don't, like, it was hard, but I didn't find it challenging, if that makes sense. Like, I was all like, these are things I can do. Whereas, like, because I don't consider myself a runner, if I run a 5K and don't stop, I am proud of myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is something I don't associate with being able to do. So I'm proud of myself.
That makes sense.
Whereas there was nothing that I was like, I feel like scared to do any of the obstacles, but I like conquered my fear, or like, oh, I don't think I can do that one, but let me try. I was like, I feel confident I can complete all these. Some of them will just be hard.
Yeah, but it's still like you signed up, you committed to it, and you did it. A lot of people can't do that.
Yeah. And so it's kind of weird. Like, I'm not proud of myself. I think it was just a fun thing that I did with my family.
That's cool.
And I know some people who had done them before were like, you are going to find mud in places for days. You're going to get all scraped up. And I did not. So, I mean, I was covered.
Yeah,
in
I've heard the
mud.
scrape thing is real.
I have found like a little small cut on my thumb and one on my pointer finger, but that's about it. And I was wearing a tank and shorts.
I just remember, I can't remember what it was, the mutter or the big
Tough Mudder.
Tough Mudder.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that like there's rocks in the mud that people like would hit and scrape their legs and
Ow,
crawl.
that is awful. And that's what people
Yeah.
told me. So like, be careful.
Yeah.
And sometimes like getting into those mud pits, it is just like, oh, okay. And all of a sudden you like,
You're done.
steep fall into it.
Swimming.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah.
Shit. And you were able to get it out of every crack and crevice?
I think there is still a little in my toenails.
Oh. Okay.
But like, you can't tell, you know? I mean, maybe they look a little brown. What do you think? I need to trim my toenails.
Me
They're a
too,
little
so I
long.
can't judge you for that.
But yeah.
Okay.
My mom, being
so
the
proud
mom
of
that
you.
she is, thank you. So we stayed the night at my parents' house after, and I had changed while I was there, and then just like laid all my still kind of mud-filled clothes. Like, I rinsed off there, but they're still gross, so I just like laid them out on the driveway. And my mom took them in and really rinsed them and washed them, and I'm like, Mom,
We
that's
love
so
moms.
nice. Though she also said that if I'd left them on the driveway, a fox would have taken them.
What? Got a lot of foxes out there that just steal
Yeah,
clothes?
Skylar was like, oh my gosh, that's so whimsical. You lost your clothes to the neighborhood fox, the thieving neighborhood fox.
Man, that fits.
Yeah.
Robin Hood.
And once in youth, we would go through like hikes the woods in our neighborhoods, and there was a couple-week period where, does she know the word fox? Penny's with us, and she's like, fox? No, she
I
doesn't.
think she hears Nathan
Oh.
home. My guess. Sorry.
For like a week, my parents weren't getting their newspaper, but all the other neighbors were. And my mom called, and they're like, we're delivering your newspapers. And then once on a little walk through the woods, we found a fox den, and it was all of our newspapers.
That's not even a real story. That
Yeah.
is insane. The
And
fox
what if
was
it
just
was
collecting
like
the newspaper.
The great-great-grandchild of that fox stole my clothes from the driveway.
I mean, that's crazy. What are they doing
Yeah.
with these papers?
Making their dens.
Keeping
nests,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Yeah, okay. That's, yeah.
I'm happy we could help out.
Help
And
the
by
foxes.
we, I mean my parents' newspaper subscription.
Yeah. Do they still have that?
A newspaper subscription? Yes.
It's wild.
When we left, Skylar, I guess, saw a newspaper at the end of the driveway and said, I can't believe your parents still have a newspaper subscription. And I'm like, yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have to pay like premium now to get a newspaper delivered.
But like, what was it and what is it now?
Ooh.
Like, what is the cost of a newspaper subscription? Is it like $20 a month?
See, this is a solid question. I don't know the answer to it. I know it's more than it used to be.
Fair.
And it's more than if you were to just do the digital,
yeah,
like, version.
But my mom, I also know that she reads the news online.
What?
Maybe they are keeping the Washington Post alive.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I know Nathan's grandfather, like, they like the paper. And they don't do the internet.
Yeah.
So they like the hard paper, but I just remember him, like, complaining about how expensive it is.
Yeah.
Because they just, they have to make a special trip for that.
Oh, to bring it out to your house?
Yeah.
I wonder how many other neighbors. Because people are starting to move out of the neighborhood and more younger families are moving in. And so
we don't do that paper.
Yeah.
Which I also, it's sad because I feel like there's newspapers that you collect when things happen.
Yeah.
And you're there for them. And then you keep that paper. And it's like, my parents have all kinds of newspapers. Whether it's from like when we were born, the newspaper on the days we were born, obviously 9/11, because that's something that we all went through. My grandparents had stuff from their depressions and stuff that they went through.
The first McDonald's.
There you go. Yeah.
Probably.
Really, I'm sure they kept that one. But yeah, like you don't have that anymore, which is.
Yeah, what do you do? Just take a screenshot of
That's not the same.
Front page. I know. It's so not.
We still have the newspaper.
I know my parents like the comics. Maybe
the
that's
comics
why
section.
Still good.
There you go. When we lost in high school in the state semifinals, the sports page the very next day had my face on it, crying.
Oh wow.
In color. Thanks, Richmond Times.
Quality, porous and all.
Yeah, it was, and it was like literally just a zoomed in version of me.
I think you've shown this to me.
Holding in my tears, and I didn't go to school the next day because,
there was a loss in the family.
There's a loss.
Your basketball.
Yeah, seriously. And then I saw that. Walked downstairs and saw that. So we had that still.
Yeah.
And actually, I think my mom liked the picture so much. She called the Times-Dispatch and purchased a copy of the picture.
Thanks, Mom.
So that sits next to it's like in my brother's room or something at the river.
Yeah.
Not his actual room, but the one he stays in when he comes and visits.
Yeah.
And it's just why do we still have this,
Okay,
guys?
I think that's how I've seen it.
Yeah,
because
probably.
from being at the river. Yeah, that's so funny.
Ugh. Yeah, those good times. Good times. Wow. Where do we go from here?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, you can't ever do this because of your knee. But based on my review, would you be like, oh, I can do that? Because you were very anti it when I first brought it up.
Yep, I'm still anti.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still it sounds cool. You would have to kind of force me into it.
I love an obstacle course.
See,
you don't? Not
I
so
like
much?
a challenge, but you're adding hot mud. You're adding a hot day. If you were hey, we get to go do the American Ninja Warrior course.
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck yeah, we're doing that.
Yeah.
I would want to try something like that out. But just mud. It's not for me.
Okay. You're not
I'm going
into
to treat it the
mud.
same as sand, why I don't like the beach.
Okay. So if it was the same obstacles but mud's not involved, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah, maybe.
But I guess the mud's kind of what makes it hard to do.
Yeah. I also just don't love the idea. I said this after the Monument 10K that I ran, where everybody bailed because it was raining. With our coworkers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then no one wound up showing up. And I still ran it. And after I ran that, I said I will never do any type of run again.
Okay.
A race. None of it. Ever again.
Yeah. I
And I
don't
have
think
stuck to
I
that.
can. It would hurt my knee too much.
Oh,
And
yeah. I
you
can't
definitely
physically
can't.
anymore, but...
Because my knee hurt a little bit afterwards and a little the next day. I wasn't super sore. Like I was sore, like my triceps hurt some the next day, I guess from all like the pulling myself out of the mud pits.
Getting pulled out.
Yeah, exactly. And my butt hurts a little.
You were using your glutes.
Yeah.
To really work through that. That's actually I get that.
There were some obstacles that were fun to be able to like have our little group and do as a team, because they're like a little rope that you have to walk across and balance, and it was difficult. And there was like 6 rows, and so we all just went on one, the 4 of us, and like held hands and walked across, so we all like helped each other's balance. And so
Nice. That's cool.
there was definitely some like teamwork ones. And
yeah, I like an obstacle. Just why in the mud?
Yeah,
it's where you lose me. But that's okay.
But I have a medal.
Oh my God, you got a participation trophy.
Yep.
Good for you.
I knew my niece would like that.
Hell yeah. I mean, honestly, you earned that.
Yeah, I would like to say so. I was really bummed that I couldn't wear my Apple Watch.
Get all those steps.
Yeah, and I just be like, I have never like been this active for this amount of time. Like, I'm very curious to like see my heart rate through it, and like how many calories I burn and stuff.
And you couldn't wear it because the mud would get into it, right?
I probably could have worn it. Like, I can wear it in water and stuff, and like put it on water mode. But I was like, I don't want to get like mud like caked in the crevices.
Yeah, I get that. Stuff. I'm more and more interested in those smart rings.
Aura?
Yeah, but I don't want to pay for a subscription. So.
Oh, is it a subscription?
I think so.
One of my friends has one, and she really likes it.
I think I really like the idea.
What does it do more so than a smartwatch?
I don't think it does anything more. I think if anything, it does less, obviously, because I can like check in on what I got, really like quick views from my watch. Yeah. From a ring, you can't. The value I feel like I see in it is, one, I don't have to wear a watch, or I can wear an actual like watch.
I know that does make me sad. Like, I have a watch that I like that Skylar gave me as a wedding gift. Ooh. And am I ever gonna wear that again?
Yeah,
probably not.
And I've got a couple watches I really like to change it up on outfits.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the benefit I would get from a ring, is that the ring can still like track things that I want to see later on.
Yeah.
Wearing that to sleep, I feel like I would like that better.
Do you not wear your watch to sleep?
I do, but sometimes the battery's dead.
Right, you gotta charge it.
Yeah.
Which you would also have to do with the ring.
But the rings, I think, last longer.
Okay.
Although, how long does the charge last holding your iPhone or Apple Watch?
I'm gonna say a day and a half.
See, mine's like 2 days. A day.
And that also depends on if I'm like tracking a lot of stuff on it that day.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah. I got the first gen Google Pixel watch, so it does not hold a charge very well. Fair. Which is what it is. It was kind of free with my phone, but there we go.
Kind of free.
Well, you still wind up like paying
a
subscription for the Verizon shit. Verizon will think that it's free.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I got a new phone a few months ago.
Yep.
I became an adult and officially got off my parents' cell phone plan and onto my husband's.
Which sucks, but
yeah. But in doing that, so like I was like, okay, we can probably get some benefit from this, because it's like, add a new line to your plan and get blah, 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 and trade in your phone and get blah, blah, blah. But my phone was old and crappy. And in these conversations, they told him, he's like, if you both trade in your phones, and he had a nicer phone, if you can both trade them in and get like the newest version of the phone for free. And I was like, the trade-in value of mine is probably that I owe you money. Like,
yeah.
And then when we traded them in, we ended up just like driving them to a Verizon store rather than mailing them back, because it was convenient for us. And the guy was like, for some reason, her phone is ringing up as only being worth $14.
What do you mean for some reason? Dude, I can tell you looking at this phone.
Yeah, and he's like, well, that's not what they told me over the phone when I did this. He's like, that's how it's ringing up. You'll need to just contact support later. And I was like, we're never gonna get this.
Yeah.
And it was like the new iPhone is like $1,300.
Yeah, it's absurd.
And then I was like, this sucks. And then Skylar called them and they were like, oh, I don't know what happened. Yeah, here's the credit. And it was the easiest. I don't know what karma gods were on our side.
Yeah, what? Also, what was that guy
Because
doing in
I just
person?
assume anything dealing with like having to call your phone an internet company or insurance
Yeah,
is going to be a pain in the ass.
it is. I'm dealing with freaking health insurance right now, and they are fucking pain in my ass.
My health insurance is fucking up a lot recently, and for some reason, things that are always $25, like the copay is $25, they're like, oh, now it's $50. And it's just because they messed up the thing. And I know to fix it, I just need to call and they will swap it. But
You
to go
say
through
that.
that process, because
Yeah.
I've done it before, is going to take an hour of my time.
It's forever.
That I'm like, would I rather just pay the $50 and then
Yeah.
they'll get it corrected?
I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
So fucking annoying. I hate health insurance companies.
You listening? Aetna.
Yeah. How? I mean, there's. Didn't they? I don't remember. I was like, what? Isn't there like the three big ones? Blue Cross Blue Shield, Cigna, and
Is Aetna a health insurance company? I don't know why that came to mind.
I don't know. Maybe
Anthem. No,
An-
that's Blue Cross.
Yeah, that's Blue. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Those are like the only two I've had, so I assume they're the biggest.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so stupid of me. Anywho. Well, lessons learned.
Yeah.
If you want to do a tough mutter or a mutter with Rachel, she will
I will do it
oblige. I will not. So
but I
don't
won't
even ask.
run it all with you. I'll have to walk it to protect my ligaments.
Yep, but worth it. Happy we did it. Proud
Yeah.
of ourselves.
I would like I'm glad that I did it, but
No, I
I'm
know.
not like that ruled.
Yep, I get it.
But I think it was fun like doing it with my sisters
Yeah.
and stuff. So that's cool, like family bonding.
Worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say worth it. And it was like what, $50? So they do nickel and dime the shit out of you. We have to pay $20 for parking, which that is a huge pet peeve of mine. When
I
you
hate paying for parking.
I'm like, I understand that if you need to pay to park because the event and the parking are not owned by the same groups, like it's just like someone owns the parking lot, but it's not like the
It's
concert
most
venue.
the scenario too, right?
And that's just like, oh, if you're parking downtown,
Yeah.
and you like want to go to a restaurant, it's like, oh, I'm gonna park whatever. But if I'm going to a concert and that concert venue has a parking lot,
Yeah,
and I
what
have
the
to
fuck?
pay $100 for my ticket and then another $25 to park my car, no,
fuck off.
yes, fuck off.
Yeah, I hate that shit. That is miserable.
Oh, there was a spectator fee.
Ugh.
It was $10
What?
for a spectator ticket.
Jeez, so yeah, nickel and dime the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Did
So
you get
Sky-
T-shirts? Like
no.
from the event?
We
You
didn't
had
get
to pay
a
extra
t-shirt.
for those. I
We
bet.
got a drawstring bag, a headband that we wore, little like we're playing football eye patches.
I like those.
a temporary tat and a medal
I feel like that's cool.
and pride.
Oh,
Yeah.
I still would have wanted a T-shirt.
Yeah. I'm very picky about t-shirts these days. Oh, and I was pleased that throughout the race, they didn't just have water stations. They would hand you like electrolyte drinks.
Ooh, nice. Okay, that is clutch.
So I'm like, yeah, give me a bunch of those. I'm getting my money's worth.
Yep.
Some people at the water stations were using the like giant water
Tub.
tub to like out the spigot, like wash their hands. And then people would be like, stop doing that. Like, save the water
Yeah,
to drink.
mid-race?
And yes. And also, what do you think is going to happen in 3 minutes?
What the fuck is wrong with people?
Yeah.
I almost feel like I'd be like, you stupid idiot.
Yeah.
I know this is supposed to be a fun and happy race, but no.
Yeah.
That is
You're
dumb.
a stupid idiot.
You are wasting that water.
Yeah.
Wow. You don't gain an advantage.
Right. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But it was also cool to see like so many women of all different like shapes and sizes and backgrounds and stuff do it and just cheer each other on. So we like that.
I love to see women supporting women.
Yeah.
Because we don't do it enough.
Right. And you know what? She pulled me out. That is the epitome of women helping women when she pulled me out of the mud.
Yeah, like a rag doll.
Like a ragdoll. It
I
kind
still
of
want
did
that
hurt my
feeling.
shoulder a little bit. I was like, don't pull my arm out of its socket.
I feel like it would feel like I was flying, and I would love it.
Yeah.
Like, I want that to happen to me.
And then when she told me she Olympic weightlifts, I was like, you're a hero.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I was just like,
Is it God?
yeah. Like
Is that
an
you?
angel pulled me out of this pit. Okay, shall we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I should start saying this at the beginning, but it really helps us if you leave a review on, like, if you listen on Apple or Spotify. That is excellent. So please do that if you have not already. And thank you so much for listening. Ta-ta, citizens.
Love ya.
What are you waiting
I'm
for?
gonna
Yeah.
I was like, how long do I want to hold this? And then we did it.
My shin. Oh, I got a spider bite.
Well, why would you do that?